The ski area in Les Arcs is made up of 107 runs, covering over 200 kilometres, from an altitude of 3,226 metres down to 1,200 metres. The resort has 18 black pistes, 33 red, 55 blue and 1 green piste. Although at first glance Les Arcs seems like a resort for advanced intermediates and experienced skiers, there is plenty of terrain here to suit beginners and snow lovers who are a little more cautious. If you're new to the slopes, you'll most likely stay near the village you're living in before you branch out across the resort. Although there is only one green slope in Les Arcs, Le Flocon and Piste of Les Arcs, all 4 of the main arcs have tranquil zones designed for beginners. In Arc 1600, this area is served by the Combets chairlift, and higher up the hill, the tranquil zone shared by Arc 1950 and Arc 2000 is under the Saint-Jacques chairlift. The biggest of the tranquil zones belongs to Arc 1800. The old and, to be honest, pretty slow Chantel chairlift services a wide open slope with great views that's perfect to practice your first turns on. Although most of the pistes here are blue, many of them wind through the trees rather than drop straight down the mountain, meaning that they are suitable for beginners or those who like to take it easy, while still offering something more interesting than short nursery slopes. Try the Cascades piste from Arc 1950 or the Belvedere that runs from the top of Arc 1600 to the neighbouring village of Arc 1800. Once you're ready to explore this ski area, there are plenty of wide, cruisy blue pistes. From the top of the Col de Châle, the Plan des Eaux winds through the centre of a bowl until it arrives above 1950. Another motorway run is the Grand Malaise, which is accessed from the top of the Vagère chairlift from Arc 1800. Wide and flowing with a few steeper sections, this is an ideal piste for intermediate skiers who like to pick up a bit of speed on long slopes. For more advanced skiers and snowboarders, the red pistes back to Arc 1800 that sit under the Transarc bubble are great fun, but do be aware that in peak season the queues for the Transarc can get quite long, so it may be better to take the Villars or Vagère chairs instead and explore the reds around there. Most of the black runs in Les Arcs are grouped together in the bowl above Arc 2000. Some of these runs are unpisted and make up part of the Les Arcs Nature Ride area. Whilst these are good fun after a fresh snowfall, they can get chopped up and icy with some huge moguls, which is not for everyone. One of the best well-known groomed black pistes, and a must for any experienced skiers visiting Les Arcs, is the Aiguille Rouge. This piste runs from the top of the highest point in the area, all the way down to the lowest village, Villa Roger. An uninterrupted 7-kilometre run that drops a full 2,000 metres. Definitely one for the bucket list. Aside from the nature ride areas, Les Arcs also has some great off-piste terrain. When the snow is falling, the trees between the lower runs offer shelter and better visibility, and when the sun returns, there are some great routes from the top of the Col de Châle, Grand Col and the Aiguille Rouge itself. One of the best things about Les Arcs is the variety. As the resort drops 2,000 metres, you'll have tree skiing for bad weather days and glaciers for the end of the season. The lack of green pistes may seem daunting to complete beginners, but the areas designed for tranquil skiing are essentially nursery slopes. And once you branch out a little, there are so many blue slopes that traverse the hillside that there is more terrain here for novices than in most other resorts. The runs that don't traverse the hill but drop straight down it are quite steep, and for those who like fast skiing on wide open slopes, you'll love the huge number of red runs and more challenging blues available in Les Arcs. Although there is a large number of black runs marked on the map, most of them are unpisted, so if you like your pistes fast, steep and smooth, you're better off on the reds. However, after a fresh snowfall, these runs offer easily accessed powder on steep open faces, with the security and safety from avalanches you'd expect from a piste. In all, Les Arcs is a great resort, with both tree-lined runs lower down and big open bowls higher up, something you won't find in most other resorts. When you add in the fact that you can ski in Piste of Les Arcs and then connect to La Plagne, you have one of the biggest ski areas in the Alps, with almost limitless possibilities.